NANI?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Surprise, motherfucker!
Do it!
Welcome back to another video, guys, and as always, a quick reminder to request that you subscribe to the channel. Subscribing really helps us out, and liking the video would be even better. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that red button. Subscribe to the channel. Now, today's video, we're taking a look at the Worn Spire, and I've basically come to a conclusion that this is probably the best weapon to use if you want to counter a 120 RPM hand cannon. You can see my two rolls here. This one had Iron Grip, which was the perk I wanted, but I had bad scopes and I had pretty poor magazine perks, and I had a bad masterwork on this one. I've been grinding Iron Banner and I've had no luck. By the way, counterbalance stock is an absolute must on this weapon. Now, this roll is much closer to what I wanted in terms of magazine and sight and masterwork, but the perk combination, once again, we've got Feeding Frenzy, which is pretty underwhelming unless you get 2 kills, and Rampage is nice on this gun. Now, you can see this goofy sight on my Iron Grip roll that I'm showing you here in this game of Rumble. It's a really bad sight, but it's literally the best of a bad bunch for me. And yeah, using counterbalance stock with Iron Grip, wow, very stable. Now, this gun, guys, it kills incredibly fast, a fair bit faster than 120 RPM hand cannons. And whilst yes, it doesn't have the range of a 120, in mid-range 120 RPM hand cannons are at a distinct disadvantage against a 540 RPM pulse. You're putting out so much damage at such a high rate of fire. You're going to put flinch on them, you're going to make them miss a shot, and missing a single shot with a 120 hand cannon is basically a death sentence. If you can make them miss just one bullet, they are dead. And if you're hitting all your crits, you will kill them very fast with this gun. It is an absolute beast of a weapon, guys. Now, I've already done videos on the Worn Spire in the past, talking about how I wish they would bring it back. Now they finally have. And the cool thing about this gun, or not just this gun, but this archetype of weapon, in my opinion, is one of the few weapon types in the game that doesn't rely on a damage perk. Like, you don't need kill clip, you don't need rampage on this gun. That's why Iron Grip is very viable on this weapon, like it is on most weapons, honestly. For me, in my opinion, the best possible roll would be Quick Draw and Iron Grip, or Quick Draw and Rampage. But ideally, you want to get the following things. You want Red Dot 2 MOA, you want Ricochet rounds, you want Quick Draw, and you want Iron Grip. That is the best possible roll that you can get, in my opinion, with a range masterwork to go with it. Now, I will say this, I was kind of surprised by that long zoom scope I was using on my first roll. It did actually help to push out the range even further, but it's just very clunky, and clunky is just not what I like. You want to have something fluid. The 540 RPM pulse rifles are a very aggressive archetype of weapon, and it does suit my playstyle very well. One thing I'm not crazy about on this weapon archetype, however, is the handling stat is typically very poor, and it's no different for the Worn Spire. So using them without quick draw, it feels pretty sluggish at times. The swap speed isn't great. One of the other benefits of the Worn Spire is that it's allowing me to create a really enjoyable weapon combination in the duality and the Worn Spire. It is absolutely disgusting. If you haven't tried that weapon combo, try it out. The duality after its buff, by the way, I did do a video on duality's buff right at the beginning of this season, so if you haven't seen it, go check that video out, going over the buff details. It's just absolutely phenomenal, and both of these weapons together make a phenomenal combination. The 540 RPM pulse rifle is a direct counter to the most meta primary weapon archetype in the game right now, which is the 120 hand cannons, and the duality really can put a Felwinter's Eye player in his place. Obviously, when you're going for those long range shots, you need to hit your headshot. The Felwinter's Eye donkey doesn't need to hit his headshot, but that's where the duality's duality comes into play. You can hip fire up to 7 meters now with the duality, so you can really just dominate right up close and at far ranges with the duality. And then for your mid to mid long range, you got the 540 pulse to once again dominate. It's a weapon that can dominate It's a weapon that can really catch players by surprise at how quickly they kill. I believe the time to kill is in the 0.8 seconds region. I believe it might even be slightly faster than that, but I know for a fact that 120 hand cannons kill at a solid 1 second, I want to say, or around that. So you can definitely just out TTK a 120 player. Now of course there are other things to consider. 120 hand cannons are not necessarily, you know, the best dueling weapon in a 1v1, but obviously if you're playing something like Trials of Osiris, you're going to be playing people who are peak shooting and they're going to be team shooting, and with the massive damage that 120s do, in a team shot scenario you're still going to kind of be shit out of luck. But in a straight up 1v1 gunfight, if you catch a 120 user out in the open, you should just absolutely destroy him. That's where Iron Grip's value really comes in here, because what you want with this weapon is consistency, not damage perks, because the time to kill is already very good. So if you have something like Iron Grip, you're going to be hitting all of your crits very reliably. Now I will point out the role that you're seeing in the gameplay right now, this doesn't have Iron Grip, but it does have ricochet rounds and a range masterwork, and you know, it feels very, very good. It also has the good sight. Red Dot 2 MOA is literally the one good sight on this gun. If you don't have that sight, keep grinding for another one, because it makes all the difference. My biggest criticism of weapons like Better Devils, Steady Hand, True Prophecy, and even things like the Worn Spire is they are using that year 1 Destiny 2 weapon model, and the sights on these weapons has always just felt very clunky to me. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm really just not a big fan of these sights. If they could have just brought back this weapon with some new sights, man, I would have been such a happy camper. That being said, I'm still pretty happy about the return of this weapon. It's given me a reason to actually go for Iron Banner weapons and drops, something I don't normally do. I've actually not barely been playing Trials this weekend on my stream. I've mainly just been playing Iron Banner, and I've got to say I've had a ton more fun playing Iron Banner than I've had playing Trials of Osiris recently. Trials of Osiris has really devolved into nothing but stasis spam. Getting, you know, you get to game 7, you play 3 Revenants who just spam shurikens at you non-stop, and it's just so abysmally unfun to play. Obviously you may have heard that Trials has actually been cancelled as well for the rest of the weekend, so really there is no excuse but to get into Iron Banner and get yourself a Worn Spire. Trials of Osiris has been cancelled due to some kind of a win trading glitch where loads of players are just, I don't know the details, but basically they're trading wins, and Trials is cancelled for the millionth time it seems like. But hey, it's another day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it all this way to the end and you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe, plus, and like the video. And follow me on Twitch, follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/dfpshake, twitter.com/dfpshake, twitch.tv/shake, no DFP on Twitch. But it is still me, DFP. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace.